And I really wanted to do it. It was very unusual about this old vaude. Well, maybe it'll be good. I don't know. But this old vaudevillian living in a theater and a little girl who runs away from an orphanage.
He laughed his way out of Brooklyn. That was how it started. Born Leonard Hacker in 1924, the son of a furniture upholsterer and a seamstress, young Leonard had no connections, no money, and no obvious path to fame. What he had was a face that didn't work quite right. Bell's palsy had paralyzed one side of it, leaving him with a slanted mouth and a permanent slur, a voice that sounded like it was always in on a joke. He couldn't fix it, and eventually, he stopped wanting to. He also had the kind of body bullies notice. Heavy, soft, and slow. Exactly the wrong shape for a Brooklyn neighborhood where fists settled arguments. But Leonard found something sharper than a fist. He found a punchline. He could drain the violence out of any confrontation with one perfectly timed sentence. Comedy became his shield, then his weapon, then his whole life. He changed his name somewhere along the Catskill Mountain Circuit, those dusty resort stages where comedians slept on basement floors and performed for free meals. Leonard Hacker became Buddy Hackett. Broadway noticed him in 1954. Hollywood called soon after. He played in The Music Man, stole scenes in It's a Mad World, sold potato chips to an entire nation, and gave a cartoon seagull a voice an entire generation grew up loving. For 5 decades, he was one of the most recognizable faces in American comedy. But the real story was always happening off stage. He met Sherry in the Catskills. She was a dance instructor from Brooklyn who worked days as a telephone operator on the 72nd floor of the Empire State Building and taught mambo at night. When Buddy asked for a ride in his car, she said no. When he asked to see her in the city, she said she was too busy. He finally got one Sunday driving date during a rainstorm. That was enough. They married in 1955 and stayed together for 48 years. Then the body betrayed him. In the early 1990s, doctors found his arteries critically blocked. They told him he needed bypass surgery immediately. He declined. He believed in his own stubborn will more than he believed in operating tables. 4 years, he managed on medication, until a live performance in 1996 when the room began to spin mid-set and he walked off stage and never walked back on. Heart disease and advancing diabetes had been quietly dismantling everything. The man who had thrown himself across stages now struggled to cross a room. He and Sherry retreated to Malibu. They built an animal sanctuary and fed rescue dogs instead of live audiences. On June 30, 2003, Buddy Hackett died quietly in his beach house, exactly as he had always lived, on his own terms, away from the cameras. The laughter had stopped long before the end, but it had been real while it lasted.